But as you think about your why, you also have to rethink about risk. You know, we often think of risk as a bad thing, you know, something to be avoided. And obviously, when it comes to women being pregnant, you're like, oh, well, what are the risk factors, right? But you know, risk isn't just about physical risk. I talk about emotional risk. The risk of you feeling like, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I feel rejected, they didn't say no, they didn't answer, get back to me. You know, they didn't like what I said, I feel whatever it is, that those emotions are what we have to risk. We have to step into vulnerability. But we have to recognise that we have some cognitive biases when it comes to assessing risk. And there's been some wonderful research done in recent years on this. That is that when we look at doing something that involves some risk, whether it's financial risk, whether it's physical risk, but in particularly when it comes to that psychological risk, we have a tendency to overestimate the probability of things going wrong and to underestimate ourselves, particularly women. I'm looking at all of you, cute chicks, and we tend to discount the cost of inaction. That is, when we're thinking about, well, I do something or not do something, we tend to go, we'll just stick with what we're doing here. I'll just stick with it. I won't have that conversation with that person, even though I kind of know I need to have that conversation because they might get all upset. I'll just step around that, and we're going to get onto that in a moment. But you know, when we don't take action, there is a cost. The world doesn't continue on. Things don't continue on as they are. Things that aren't working well tend to only go further downhill. And so if there's something that you find like, this isn't as I want it to be, don't underestimate that cost of inaction.